always well hung, just like Justin Barsha. I actually got to call them. I have a house project coming up.
Oh, nice.
So,
kind of like what we talked about last week.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna need their expertise on a couple of small things there. So anyway, 450s. Well, Jett did it. We win again. Amazing start in the main.
Mm-hmm.
The heat was not great.
Nope.
So the fact that he turned that around was pretty good there.
Yep.
That little tuck move under Tomac too, because Tomac went a little wide there. Was pretty good there in the main. And then, man, he just
did what he did when he gets
did what he does. Yep. Got the lead and off he went, and now he has a
12 point.
12 point, is that what it is?
I think so. 11 or 12.
So title possibility is, we'll call it 80-20 at this point?
80-20.
Okay.
Oh, for
All
sure.
right.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, it's going to take a lot. I mean, obviously, at this season, we've already seen in all 250, both coast and 450s, that anything can happen. But, you start with 2 rounds to go. It's it's slowly slipping away. Definitely 80-20. But once again, who knows at this point? It's kind of like what you said. Obviously not comparing the two, but it's kind of like what you said with McAdoo and RJ. Like, I almost need to see Jett go over the finish because, like, with the way the season, not to him necessarily, but just with the way this season is going, like, if like a future self came to me and told me that, like, Cooper Webb wins the title, I'd go, well, how'd that happen? And then when you explain it, I go, that's par for the course. Right, that sounds about right. But yeah, I mean, in all reality, like, it's going to be really hard. I still believe, though, that just with his mentality and the comments that he's made, I still believe that he's not going to do the normal thing where he's going to lay up. I think he's going to try to go win the last 2.
I think so, too.
Like, which obviously makes it exciting for everybody because, we've bitched about this in the past. Like, when these guys have big leads, it frustrates the hell out of us when they're like, yep, and we all get it. Like, you don't want to blow, like, it's not worth it. That $1 million bonus or whatever your contract structure is more important than winning the one race that you're going to get $50K.
Yeah, 150.
Yeah, whatever, whoever you are, whatever. But yeah, that's a good thing about Jett is that he's going to try to go lay it out on the line and win. So like it's going to be exciting no matter what. But yeah, it's gonna take a lot. I mean, good on him. Like he did what he had to do. So I mean, it's what happens when he gets the lead. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're kind of at the point, and we've talked about this in the past, like Jett going 100, where he's 85-90, and it's not like this person is the first person to say it, but credit to one of our I don't know if this person is a subscriber, somebody that watches the show, but they made a comment about this a while ago. Like, Jett's 85-90% might as well be his 100 because his 85-90% is within his control.
Yeah.
Whereas if he goes 100,
that's when it gets sketchy.
Yeah, that's when it gets sketchy, which it does for everybody, but Jett's style doesn't fit for him trying to go 100%.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think anymore it's a negative comment towards the rest of the field when we say, oh, Jett's riding at 90%, because here's the thing. When Jett tries to go more than 90%, he doesn't win. Mm-hmm. So that tells you that his 90% is within his control, and it's always going to be that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, say Jett's going at 90, that's fine, because if he goes any more than that, like, he ends up on the ground or he just doesn't win.
If he can figure out how to harness that 100%,
I just don't know.
2 to 3 laps.
Yeah, I just don't know if he's ever going to be able to, though, because I don't think it's
dangerous.
I don't think his style will ever fit that. I don't think that try to go that deep into the red, you have to ride a little bit more on the edge in the sense that you have to manipulate the bike a little bit more, a la an Eli Tomac, a la a James Stewart. And Jett's just never going to ride like that. Jett has more talent than most of the people he's ever going to race against. Obviously, his muscle memory is really good. He's really light on the bike. But once again, when you go that deep into the red and the bike starts getting really, really twitchy, Jett's not one of those guys that's just going to manhandle the bike. So I just don't know for him if that's ever going to be a thing. Because of that, his style doesn't really...
It's manhandling Prado's sister.
I don't really think that matters.
I'm just saying.
Cool. Like, I don't...
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Well,
care.
and we're moving on.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit.
Okay.
I'm not TMZ. I don't care.
See that? That just went off the cliff there. Okay, sweet. Yeah. All right, back to you.
So, yeah, I don't think he's ever... I don't think that's ever going to fit Jett's style. I don't think he's ever going to be a guy that's going to be able to go 100 without making a lot of mistakes because he doesn't... Like, his riding style doesn't fit that mold. Yeah. Whereas a guy like Eli Tomac can do that all day long because that's all Eli does. Mm-hmm. Like, he just manhandles the bike the whole time. So, whatever. But, yeah, I mean, Jett, he knows how to manage a gap, plain and simple. Like, that's just how he wins races, you know?
If he wins this, how do we look back on this season for him as a rookie?
Rough season. Like,
up and down, right?
Yeah, very, very up and down, and that's fine. Like, a lot of people, like, you know, his rookie year in Supercross, like, he won the title, you know? Dungey did it as well. McGrath did it.
So it's crazy that we're like, we're going to look at it as up and down or rough, and it's like, okay, well, he's, at this point, got the third most. How many wins does he have now? Is he 6 or 7?
7. He's only got 7.
So there's a possibility by the time we're done, he could win 9 races.
Could, yeah.
The title, whatever, and we're going to be like, wow, that was rough.
Well,
like,
no.
Man, that standard in my mind for him is like so much higher than what it probably should be, but it's Jett, so that's why it's up there, but it's crazy to think that, like, man.
I don't agree with that statement. The reason why I don't agree with that statement is because I don't think it has anything to do with Jett. I think it has everything to do with just the fact of, okay, if he does win the next 2, he wins 9 races. Okay, cool. It's because of the fact that his bad races, like the bad ones, they were very, very, they weren't great. They weren't great. So he's going to end up winning this title because obviously even some of the races where he didn't win, like obviously he was on the box, he got top 5. It's just he made some of those bad races harder for himself than it needed to be. And obviously he figured this out late in the season, like, hey, just ride within your comfort zone, and going back to the 90% versus 100. At the beginning of the year, when he wasn't winning races, he was trying to ride a 100, and he was making just a lot of dumb rookie mistakes or just mistakes in general. I think that's why it's going to be rough, is because we're going to look back and go, man, some of those races that he got, I don't know what his worst finish was, but some of the races where they just weren't great by anybody's standard of a champion, we could go, man, if he'd have just dialed back a little bit, he probably could have got 3rd in that race, could have got 4th. So I don't think it's a standard of like Jett. I think we would say that with any champion. We would say the same thing with, you know, we said it with Eli. Like, there were a lot of races back in 2020 when he won his first Supercross title where he probably would have won the championship by more points had he not spazzed out half the time.
Yeah.
So I think it's more in the sense of looking at as just a champion than just Jett in general. But yeah, obviously the year's going to look at success. If he wins with 9 races and he wins the title and stuff, like, that's obviously the whole entire goal. It's just, yeah, I mean, that's how me personally, I'm going to look back on it and go, man, a little rough, because he made it rougher than it needed to be.
Yeah, okay. That's okay. Like I said, I'm going to look at it as like up and down, because there were a couple there. I mean, you go back to the mud race at San Diego. I mean, we still don't know if Jett's ever going to be able to figure the mud out. Like, he's got a lot of time, so like that just might be how he rides in the mud for the rest of his life. Which, you know, we're not going to get a lot of those mudders every year. Yeah,
you know. So
So all right, second place, Chase Sexton.
Man, it really looked like had he got a start, you know, that race would have been a little bit more entertaining for a while up front.
Maybe.
God, he was coming through the pack.
You want to talk about the mechanic thing?
Oh, Brandon? Yeah, bummer for Zim. Real bummed on the whole Zim thing, getting bounced.
Do we know for sure that he's...
There was a lot. There were
out?
He wasn't there.
They made it pretty blatantly obvious that he had a new mechanic.
He wasn't there. From all the things that I heard and even read to that point, he was not at Philly. Now, if I'm getting that wrong and he was there, I apologize, but everything I heard and even everything I read, he was not at Philly.
Look, man,
which is bullshit, because Brandon is a damn good mechanic. He's been doing this shit for a long time.
Hey, did you go back last week when Chase crashed and watch when they had the camera on him when he was yelling at him?
I haven't gone back, but I haven't gone back and watched that race. I watched the one time, but obviously I did notice that right away that he was like yelling at Brandon. You know, so I mean, there was a whole controversy. Somebody actually posted the picture. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it of the cracked throttle housing.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, seen it.
Yeah, no, it's out there. Like the cracked throttle housing, like it's literally like there's a fucking hole right like that big. So someone came up and smacked it. I think at the time, obviously adrenaline's going, heart rate's up, you're pissed off. I don't really know if Chase knew what had happened. So I think that he probably just thought, and I'm not speaking for him, this is just me guesstimating, that he thought the throttle stuck and he probably was just taking it out on someone, which, looking back, you know, in the heat of the moment, but there's no excuse for that. Don't be fucking yelling at your mechanic.
Have you seen the video from behind the starting gate for that, though?
No.
So there's a video of somebody got behind the starting gate when he does that. For the throttle being stuck, now when the throttle's stuck, the bike would be wide open, right?
Yeah.
There's no noise to it.
Yeah.
So,
which is why, once again, like I don't think it had nothing to do with throttle stick, and a rock came up and cracked the throttle housing.
Yeah, but then what happened there?
I think that a rock got inside the actual housing and it binded the throttle tube up. Not in the sense of like this, like it bounded up. So like say like putting rock. Yeah. Once again, don't know this for certain, but this is just me putting my mechanic braid on, from seeing the videos that I saw or the picture that I saw. I guarantee rock got in the throttle housing and it bounded up. It'd basically be like putting rocks in your throttle tube and then pushing up it again. You ever done that before?
Yeah.
Push up and you can't move it. Not the sense of stick, because you can't. It's just going to bind. So I think that it literally just shut off. So actually, that would make more sense that if he was trying to double that, which I'm going to assume he was actually trying to double across the start, it would make sense why he didn't get the drive, because he probably went to go and the throttle tube just bound. There was nothing there.
That would make more sense.
Now, once again, I'm not saying that is the case. I'm just putting my mechanic brain on, and that's what I think happened.
Look, it's ironic here because we saw this a lot up until the last couple of years with him.
Yeah.
Of just going through mechanics like water. And we've heard...
when Jade Dungy goes, like, we know Jade knows his shit.
Which is ironic, too, that Jade left to get away from him, and then now he's back on the
AP's
team.
He's mechanic.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
But we know how this goes, man. Like, the mechanic is going to be the first one to blame because you're like,
guy.
oh, you touched the bike.
It's the fall guy for sure.
It's a scapegoat, man.
But it's kind like, man.
Which is a bummer for Zim, dude.
It's really one of those things, though, that it's like, man, this is a pattern with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I've heard some things behind the scenes about like him and his dad, and it's like, oh boy. Did you listen to the interview that Steve did with Kier?
No, but I had planned on it.
It's not terrible.
Yeah.
But you definitely, if you start reading between the lines on some of the answers, and then you hear this going on, and you start going, okay, so this is like a them thing type deal. Which again, everybody says Sexton's like the nicest dude or whatever and stuff, which is fine. But those are people that don't work for him.
Well, I'm also, once again though, that, and then who are the people that are saying that too? So it's like,
it's
you know,
like
you
the
can
media people or whatever.
But that's what I mean.
Like, okay, because he's doing media, but I don't know, man. I'm
also going to assume, and Cole made this comment
because
because
trying to use like some discretion upon like what I say. It's just I've heard it's not a lot of fun behind the scenes with him and his dad. They're working for them. So which
I mean, a lot of these guys like.
Then my next question is like, okay, so you're already. Because he's what, 24-ish or something?
24, yeah.
Okay. Man, dude, you should really apologize to that guy on the screen right now.
No, I don't think so. Not after what he did in the main.
Anyway.
Fucking took out one of my guys.
But with Chase, it's like, okay, so you're pretty early in your career still, we'll say. We're just getting into the second half of your career.
Yeah.
So how many more times does this happen before it's like, nobody wants to work for you? Because I'm here to tell you right now, I'm sure if I know this, the guys in the pits know this. And so at what point does somebody go, or is everybody just like, yeah, I'm not going to put my hand up to do that job because all I'm going to end up doing is getting fired in 6 months when something goes wrong. So,
look, man, we all know that money talks. And if you're a mechanic and you want to, even if you think that you might get fired.
I guess.
I also disagree. Cole made the comment, for anybody you don't know, Brandon Zimmerman. Zim is from Michigan. Cole, once this was brought up yesterday in a group text, hey, Zim, I'm here to tell you, if Zim did get canned, he's on an NDA.
Oh yeah,
and it would be pointless to have him
hit him up.
Yeah, that'd be pointless. It would be like, oh hey man, off the record, because Zim ain't gonna. He's gonna be on an NDA. If he did actually get canned, he's on an NDA. So you're not gonna get anything out of him. We're never gonna know the true story.
It'd be interesting to see. Michael Lindsay's on Pulp tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And Michael tends to have a whole bunch of insights about things like this. So,
man, I don't know. I really hope the full truth comes out, but we both know that with shit like this, the chances of something actually coming out where you get the full story, it's just, I don't know, man. It's so unlikely, but it's a fucked up situation. I feel bad for Zim. Zim's a damn good mechanic. He's been doing this for a long time. He was a practice mechanic before he was a full-time wrench. He knows what he's doing. So this shit had nothing to do with him. So if he is the scapegoat, I really hope that they get it figured out and he lands back on his feet because I mean, dude, any team would be it would be good for them to have him on their team. So yeah, man, I don't know. The whole situation is messed up in my opinion.
Hold on. Chef text, see if we can figure something out. All right, yeah, but that was a good ride for him.
He's rolling, man. I really think, I don't think he would have won, but I definitely think had he got a better start, he would have made it a little bit more interesting at the front.
Does he do anything outdoors?
Well,
we're getting to that time of year here.
We talked about this, man. It just really all depends on what that bike setup is. And if they go into outdoors and they stick with a similar setting that they have in Supercross, where it's all about the front end, but that back end's like a fucking pogo stick or hard as a cinder block, there's going to be a lot of tracks where it's going to fit, like a la first round, Fox Raceway. Mm-hmm. Late in the day, we saw how square edge it is, very tiptoe-ish. You go to a place like High Point. There's going to be a lot of places where that bike is going to track better than his Honda did. But then the problem is you go to places like The Wick, you go to places like Redbud, you go to places like Millville, you go to places like Unadilla, and it's going to be worse than that Honda. So we've talked about this in the past, him not being able to develop a bike or that group of people not being able to develop a bike, being, using discretion. There's going to be a lot of races where I think he's going to be better off than he was last year, but then we're going to go to some other races and he's going to struggle like hell, man. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think that he's going to do something outdoors, but it all depends on what that thing is, because we're going to, we got one guy that came back last night that rides a Honda that hopefully is going to be fully healthy for outdoors. We're going to talk about a Yamaha guy, and we're going to get into this, that apparently is in for outdoors. So
yeah, I heard about that too.
And we'll talk about that when we get to him. So I don't know, man. Like, I would really like to think, because it just, even with all the negativity that is around the Sexton camp right now, I still believe that Chase can beat anybody in the world, and that's including Jett when he's on. It's just, with all this stuff, if you take in what happened outdoors last year and then this and then stuff in the past, it's just, man, it's one of those things you look at and you go, is Chase just going to be one of those people that is just so much shit surrounding him that has nothing to do with actually riding a dirt bike that he's just never going to reach his full potential, which is a bummer, because Chase is one of the most talented dudes in the world, and one of the most talented dudes I think I've ever seen ride a dirt bike. Like, when I watch him, I just go, man, like, I mean, we saw it last year. There was times where, like, how the fuck is he going that fast? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It's just a bummer, but I think it just really depends on which way they go with that bike setting. If they, stick to the ways of the way they were at a Honda and they just want to go right down the middle and this is what we're going to do and we're going to tweak it, then yeah, he's going to go to rounds and he's going to be better than I think he was last year. And then he's going to go to rounds and he's going to be a lot worse than he was last year. So I don't know. If that leads to him ending up on his head more, it's definitely a possibility, dude. So I hope so.
We'll see. All right, Jason Anderson, third. He fried Cooper Webb.
That was weird. That was a weird third place, right?
Weird third place.
I mean, even
out of nowhere. But
even when
fast.
but even after he got the heat race win, there was no part of me that was thinking, yeah, man, Ando's going to put this together for 20+1. But like, we talked about this for the last couple weeks. What's Ando going to do to finish out the year? Like, we kind of had this feeling that he's kind of already over it and already thinking to the future of Triumph and like. I mean, good on him.
We blew him out because we said that he was throwing away the season so he could get out of his contract to ride for Triumph next year.
I mean, yeah, dude. It's just, I don't know. Like, it's good. Like, parity. We want to see parity. It's annoying when it's the same dudes all the time. Like, Ando obviously is a former champion. Like, we know he can get wins. We know he can podium.
He's hashtag not fried.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, is it surprising to me still? Yeah, I'll honestly agree. It's a little surprising. Like, I didn't think that even after winning that heat race that he would have done it for 20+1. But I'm still here to tell you, like, I truly believe that there's a possibility come outdoors that it's going to just be him just riding around.
Could be.
I mean, yeah, like, what's the incentive there?
Yeah, I don't know. Cooper Webb, fourth place there.
Even after your teammate just gives it to you.
After he got fried and got a spot. Oh, the irony.
That was such a weird race for Coop.
The irony of Eli Tomac letting him by.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Because there were discussions, I'm sure you heard it the week before, about Tomac not letting him by for points.
Yeah.
And then for that to happen. And the discussions were, yeah, Eli Tomac will never do that. And then you watch that and you go, what the fuck just happened?
Well, this is also not Eli Tomac of even last year. Like, this is a new... and actually, I don't know. We'll talk about him, but... That was a really weird race for Coop because you're like second place and you're like, okay, Chase is catching him. Chase is going to drop him. Jett dropped him, whatever. And then Coop was, even though it was a very coupe-esque track, obviously just didn't have...
That was a very coupe track because it was in the bottom of the corner.
Yeah, stay in the bottom of the corner. But I think that as the main went on, though, and the main line, even though they were getting to the base, didn't get blown out in the sense that it was getting really bad hooks. So even though it was getting choppy and the traction was going away, the main line, which was just underneath the middle of the corner, stayed consistent all the way through. I think the fact that everybody could continue to use that line and not get super loose, I think that actually went the other way for Coupe. And also,
oh boy,
the sand section. Why the fuck, dude? He was like dog paddling through the inside, and I'm sitting there going, "Why are you taking the same line every lap?" Like the line was obviously to go 2-3 into the corner and then drive out to the apex. And he did it a million different times throughout the day. But the fact that he kept trying to tiptoe through the outside and just bury it and then stand the bike upright, and then he had to lean back in and transfer his weight around. I mean, dude, I think that's honestly where at the beginning of the race he lost touch with Jett, and then after he lost touch with him, it was like, oh, he's not going to catch him at all.
Yep.
So, I don't know, very weird race. It's one thing it's not obviously uncommon over the last years for Coupe to get dropped by somebody who's faster than him, and then even to get passed by another guy. But for him to get passed the way he did on the last lap by Ando, that was just a very... I don't really know what happened to that.
He got fried, bro.
I don't know.
He's fried.
I don't know what happened to him, man.
He got fried. Because Anderson's not fried, so he's frying people.
I don't know.
Fried.
I don't know what that means.
You got fried. That's all you need to know. All right. Eli Tomac gets 5th place there. You were 100% right. He's got 15 minutes in him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was about to say, what was I right about?
Then that hard fade just hits.
And even up to that point, after he let Coupe by, you could tell it was man, he just doesn't know what to do trying to run this pace. Because, dude, I mean, that heat race, once again, awesome.
I'm just ripping.
Sprinting old Eli Tomac style. But, yeah, man, he hits that 15 minutes, and it's like, see ya. Yeah, I don't know. That was I think it just, like I said, compounded the situation with him, laying up. And then I think just things got worse. So yeah, I mean, he's got the 15 minutes in him. It's the hard fade. That's going to happen though with his injury. But let's talk about something that really has nothing to do with his race.
Okay.
So let's talk about two things. First off, and you know what I was talking about. Apparently he's in for outdoors.
I'm hearing that they are waiting on a contract and there's just a couple things they're working out with it, but he's supposedly going to ride it.
I mean, apparently he's been riding outdoors because the whole thing of him going over the GPs, they've now ixnayed that. Yeah. They're going to bring up Andrea Bonacorsi from the 250 class.
I don't know who that is.
He's their third MX2 guy.
I didn't really care.
Fuck you. Well, that's out for Eli going over there.
Look, unless he beats Jeffrey Hurlings, I don't care.
Well, he's not going to beat Jeffrey Hurlings.
That's just for me to be like, ha! You guy sucks.
Whatever, man. So he's not going over the GPs.
After this, we can talk about Conor McGregor.
I hate.
We just go through the list of your guys.
Conor's not my guy.
Conor McGregor, Max Verstappen, Jeffrey Hurlings.
I mean, I'll take Max Verstappen. He wins more than anybody in the world at anything motorsports related. We go through all of
them for you. But anyway,
I'll be a Max Verstappen.
Back to Eli Tomac riding outdoors.
Interesting to me.
I don't think it's that interesting. I think he wants to try to win a race outdoors against Jett. I think that's what it is. Do I think he does it? No.
Well, I mean, not this version of Eli.
No,
not this. This is not even 2022 Eli. Which I find it funny that people actually believe that this is 100% Eli. I'm like, this is not 100% Eli, guys. I'm like, you can go back.
If he comes back next year, maybe.
Yeah, which also apparently he's making comments. Oh, this is a building year.
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting to me because all of us kind of thought there was a possibility he was going to do outdoors or even select rounds and then do the SMX and then oh, hey, we're done. That's it. Calling it a career. But he's telling people, and it could be just bullshit, but Eli doesn't really speak out and say things when he doesn't mean them.
Mm-hmm.
Him making comments that, oh, this is a building year, that I will say is one thing that has surprised me more than anything, because I really thought this was it.
If you hear that it comes out of Tomac's mouth, there's nothing bullshit about it.
That's what I mean.
Because
he doesn't say things that he doesn't mean.
Because when he doesn't want to talk, he doesn't. I'm sure you've heard the Lewis Phillips thing where Lewis asked him the question and he just stared into his soul and didn't talk for 3 minutes.
And Eli's been like that his entire life. He doesn't give things to the media or he doesn't say things because he doesn't like to misconstrue things. He's not going to say something and go back on it because Eli is definitely one of those people that cares about his image.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we know that over his career, especially with the way John and Kathy have raised him. That did surprise me though. When they were saying that he's been talking about this is a building year, I'm like, He's coming back for 2025?
The interesting thing, and this has been brought up, and again, I'm sure they'll talk about this on Pulp on Monday night with Michael and what's his nuts there, Steve, because they both like to get into this kind of stuff too. How much is, like, where's the pay scale go for him? Because Webb has kickers. Like, Webb rode for second tier guy money this year.
Yeah.
That is going up next year.
Yeah.
So obviously there's money there. Then you've got Justin Cooper, I think is locked in for another year.
No, he should be. If he's not, he should be.
He's
definitely proven his worth, right?
So you got money going there.
Well, and there's also, and we'll get to this, the 250.
Yeah,
there's a 250 guy coming up that probably would
there's
go to
all
the 450.
sorts of 250 stuff. We could bring that up at the halftime and talk about that stuff.
But you know what I'm saying? That guy might be going up to the 450 squad.
So my thing is like, and I know the pay cut that Tomac took to go there anyway.
Yeah, it was
like I know the numbers pretty much exactly.
Yeah.
So the question is like, what does he go down to just keep riding to stay there essentially? Because he isn't going to. I don't think he'll change teams.
No, he's not going to do that.
Go somewhere different. So I don't know, man. That's it. It is super interesting. I'm happy to see it as long as he's happy to be riding. So
yeah. My thing is I agree with all of that because anytime we can get these guys to stick around for a little bit longer, and this is obviously not a Chad Reed thing because even though his pace has dropped, he's still winning heat races, being on top of the board in practice certain times. Up front in mains, whereas when Chad went downhill.
On top of the board in practice, you mean how it's Jett and then all the Star Yamaha guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and even this weekend, it wasn't Jett. Like, Jett was third.
Yeah.
You know, so, but obviously he was on a heater and then he made whatever. But this isn't a. This
yeah,
is,
that happened.
Yeah, that happened. But
you see the conspiracy theory that Chase and Coop were tag teaming up.
Oh, my God.
They perfectly timed that out so that Chad had to go through him, which threw him off, and then he tipped over in that corner.
Right,
yeah,
whatever.
It's a dude. TLR tinfoil hat over
whatever, man. So this isn't obviously a Chad thing, but I guess my big thing is like, why is he coming back? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Riding his dirt bike, bro,
and that is awesome. And I just said it. Like, I love to see Eli ride. Like, I'm at this point with him in his career that like anytime we get to see him ride, it's awesome. But I just don't think that Achilles tendon injury he's not going to get better. Like, he's not going to just get better. Like, his pace is done.
I just think, dude, honestly, I think he's trying to race himself into shape. I don't think it's working.
No, because once he's 31.
So if you give him a full off season, I think then maybe we start to see, maybe not old Eli Tomac, but you start to see a better version of what we've got right now.
Let's go down that thread. Let's go down that thread of thought for a second.
Here we go.
Right, so he's not the old Eli.
Yep.
And even 2022 Eli was not as good as 2020 Eli.
Yep.
Like, and I still think that even though he didn't win championships this year, the best we ever saw in Supercross VLI was 2017, 2018. 2017 being the most obvious one.
Yeah.
Like, that was probably the fastest we've ever seen Eli ride down a Supercross track.
Yep.
So, okay. So he doesn't get back to old Eli, but he's better. Question to you then. What does that Eli look like, though?
Yeah, maybe another win or two, and then more consistently on the box than what he is right now.
So, but that's where, like, I wonder what is the difference, because this is not 2022 Eli. And 2022 Eli, even though he's going to win that title, no problem, before his Achilles blew, was still not as good as 2020 Eli. So where's in between? Because 2022 Eli, even though Jett wasn't there, but we've obviously seen that Jett is not, he's beatable in Supercross.
Mm-hmm.
Where does Eli stack up? Because last year Eli won how many races? And he wasn't as good as he was the year before. He won 8, I think.
Yeah.
So, like, you say 1 or 2, but last year Eli had everyone fucking covered. Not speed-wise overall. Chase was faster, but it didn't matter because Eli won so much at the beginning. So, even if he's a notch below that, dude, I put Eli, that version, better than everybody else outside of speed Jett. So, you say 1 or 2, and I know where that comment comes from, but I don't see 1 or 2. I see multiple like, I see him being like the second place guy all the way through the season.
And that could be too. I mean,
do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, do you agree with what I'm? Yeah.
But you don't see him.
No, he's never getting back to the old Eli.
I'm going to say you don't see him like consistently beating Jett, right?
No, okay. Because he would have to be the old Eli.
Okay. I just want to make sure we were on the same page there. Of like, yeah, he can be better than he is now, but it's going to be like Jett, him, everybody else.
But the thing with that though is that you look at 2022 Eli, and even though that version was not as good as years before, and he's not going to be faster than Jett, that's a guy though that I look and go, okay, his speed's better and his consistency's better, and he didn't fade. That's a guy though that I look at that guy and I go, yeah, he's going to be the guy that's going to take Jett all the way to the limit. Except he's going to be faster than this Cooper Webb. So I look and go, yeah, there's nights he's definitely could beat Jett.
Yeah.
So I look at it and go, will he beat him for a championship? That we would have to see that. But that version of Eli is better than everybody else outside of Jett Lawrence. So I go, okay, if that guy shows up, then I go, all right, cool. Like, I know we're going to have a battle every fucking weekend.
Yeah.
But I hate to say this, I don't see that happening, man. Like, too many things have happened this year for me to go, I don't see that old Eli showing up.
I don't know, man.
And what's he going to do fucking outdoors? Because we talked about this. There's certain racetracks where I go, yep, Eli could definitely hang with Jett. And then there's other ones and I go, nope.
Dude, I'll be honest, with the way the year's gone, I'm at a loss for what we're going to see outdoors here.
For Eli?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm at a loss. I don't really know. He could easily be 4th to 8th place guy. He could very easily click into something and just be on the box every weekend. But do I think he beats Jett like on a consistent basis? No.
Because this is not the old Eli. No. Once again, this is not the old Eli. So yeah, and I stand by this.
I don't even know if old Eli would beat Jett consistently. Was he fat? But
I don't know
Jett
about that,
has
man.
so much room to work, man, and everything. I mean, look, you
don't think 2015 Eli could beat Jett? 2015 Eli was faster than this Jett.
That would be, yeah. I mean, that would be
that'd
be cool to see.
2017, 2018.
It would be cool to see. I think they trade back and forth, but I don't think he just dominates.
But I think you would beat him for the. I think if 2015 Eli would have stayed healthy,
that's the guy that would be closest to Jett Lawrence currently.
I think that guy would beat Jett for a title because he was faster than him. Yeah. Because Jett would not be able to. I still talk about this, and this is all hypothetical.
Jett was really fucking good outdoors. Like
he never beat anybody by 1:30.
He's good in Supercross, but he's really fucking good. I mean, outdoors.
Well, so was Eli though.
Outdoors, there was just never a question last year. Man, was he gonna get this? I mean, after we got past.
Yeah, but Eli's better outdoors too.
After we got past what the 4th, 5th round, then it was kind of just like. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Wherever he starts, he's just coming through.
I don't think there's any
front.
I don't think there's any disputing that. I just look at Eli, and Eli's better outdoors too, though.
Yeah,
the old beast mode Eli, that guy, I am confident would. Yes, they would trade wins, and Eli wouldn't go undefeated. But the old version of Eli, the true beast mode Eli, because even 2022 Eli was good, but he wasn't as good in years past. That guy was faster than Jett Lawrence. Now, obviously, Jett. His bad races were better than Eli's bad races, but the difference is that I would know that if those two stayed on 2 wheels for an entire race, my money would always be on that Eli Tomac. Because I always talk about this, and this is the hypothetical stuff. I always look back on certain years for certain guys, and you look at the pantheon. If you had a hypothetical race, like you took the best of that guy's career and you put them all on the line together, who would be the best? Mm-hmm. And you look at certain Jett Lords, will it be last year? Will it be better? Like, will years going forward? 2015 Eli, there's 2005 Ricky Carmichael, 2006 James Stewart, 2013 Ryan Villapoto, and you look at all those guys, and I go, yeah, man, 2015 Eli was. I mean, you say what you want about Ryan Dungey, you put a 1:30 on Ryan Dungey. That's fucking impressive.
Yeah.
So I don't know. My whole takeaway from all this is I just look at it and I go, I don't understand why he's coming back because he has nothing to prove everybody. Everybody says,
he wants to beat his dirt bike,
and that's good because if I hope he's coming back just to prove a point to beat Jett, that's pointless because he's not his old self. Mm-hmm. So what is the point? Okay, cool. You beat Jett once or you beat Jett twice in Supercross, and then maybe you give him a run for money more consistently outdoors. But here's the thing: you're not your old self. So you're not at 100% to challenge him for a title. Mm-hmm. So yeah. I don't see the point in it.
I don't know, man. We'll see here. It's going to be interesting. I was excited to actually hear this is probably going to be a thing. So, all right. Barsha 6th.
That was interesting. Him and Hunter, a little back and forth.
There.
That was some good race IQ, though, by Barsha, man.
Yeah.
Going after the finish, going to the outside, not following to the middle, and he just tucked underneath, and he straightened out early.
Yep.
Got the drive, got around him, and then he just kind of went away from him.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep. And then Hunter got 7th.
Hunter's building, man.
That was good. Yeah, he's building. Be interesting to see him outdoors here, too.
I think he's going to be good. I think that him and Jay Cooper are going to have some epic battles.
Epic battles. Stu, 8th place?
Whatever.
Okay.
Craig's
riding?
Yeah, whatever. Look, man, if Husky doesn't care, I don't care.
If Husky doesn't give a shit,
I don't give a shit.
Your boy Dylan comes back, gets 9th.
I didn't, even though we knew about this a while ago, I didn't really realize, man, that like that lung infection was
that's weird. He had a bunch of shit that was wrong with him.
I was a little surprised because I had heard that he wasn't going to come back for Supercross, and then other people had even said it too. If I was him, man, I understand wanting to finish out Supercross, but I was really hoping that he wasn't, and he was just going to focus strictly on outdoors because because not knowing what's going to happen with Chase and Eli.
You mean like a whole bunch of other guys?
Yeah. Dylan is the one guy that I go, if he can harness 2021, he's going to give Jett problems. But if you're going to go in and you're going to tell me that he's going to be behind the 8 ball, I'm like, okay, cool. This is just fucking awesome.
Yeah. Justin Cooper, 10th.
Had to go through the LCQ, man. That was a rough one, but I mean, he's just solid. Like, I don't know. He's just good.
What does Cole say? Cheese pizza.
Cheese pizza.
Just cheese pizza.
Just right in the middle.
Just right in the middle. Dino, 11th.
Just kind of
every fucking week.
Yeah, that's where he's at. That is where Dino's at.
Hold on. I want to just look at this here. His results for this year.
Like 10, 11, 12,
hold
11.
on, you ready? 11th in Philadelphia, 11th in Nashville, Daytona 20th, 13th in Arlington, 16th. Oh, this isn't quite the same as what I thought it was. I thought he was more towards 11th the entire time, but he actually went A1 16, San Fran 16, San Diego 10, Detroit 17th, Glendale 16th, Arlington 13th. So never mind. I thought he was more, man, I feel like he was more 10, 11 more times. Anyway.
I do wonder what he's going to do because obviously none of us have any idea and they don't even know what's going on with World Supercross.
I heard there's a schedule.
Yeah, whatever.
The teams have a schedule.
Yeah, we know
that was what I heard.
We know nobody.
That was what I heard this week is the teams had a schedule.
We know nobody's going to show up to it. Outside of Australian Supercross, man.
I don't know. That's...
Because he's made it fully clear, like, he's pretty much done after this year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's just going to ride select stuff, but outside of that, he's just going to ride for fun.
Yep.
So, like, you know, I mean, Australian Supercross, go win that title again, but then it's like, what are you going to do? You're just going to kind of hang out for the summer? But, I mean, whatever.
I don't know. Benny, 12? Okay. I mean, Beta Benny?
Beta. Still really weird that team's not going outdoors.
Yep.
You would think wanting to try to build your team, you would ride the whole year, but no, whatever.
I don't even know how that whole situation works there.
I don't think they know how that whole situation
works. Probably not. Colt Nichols, 13th.
Is right where the Beta team's at.
Beta.
Kind of like some beats and you eat-a.
Colt is very disappointed with that bike.
He should be, but...
What else are you going to do?
And he's also never going to be 100% ever again. On a dirt bike, at least.
He has to stay riding because as these other teams come in... AKA... Triumph, and what's it called? There's going to be more spots to open up here.
I could see him being a good test guy for Triumph.
Not only that, guy's retiring, so there'll be some options, but he's got to
I definitely think though
stay in the rotation here.
I definitely think though that moving forward, not so much for his racing career. Obviously, he still can go out and make mains, no problem, whatever. I hate saying this because I really like Colt. I think he's going to have to come to grips with he's going to be getting paid from factory teams moving forward to be a test guy and not be a racer. Kind of like a la Brock Tickle situation.
I don't know, man. He's 13. Like he's top 15 dude.
If you're on a factory team, you got to be threatening for top 10 at some point. Colt is not threatened for a top 10.
But, bro, we're talking there's factory guys all the way back to 15th.
It doesn't matter. When you're at the back of the pack of the factory squad and you're a former 250 champion.
He's on beta.
It doesn't matter. Benny got a top 10.
I think it's okay.
Benny got a top 10.
Benny's a freaking...
Who's faster, Benny or Colt? Come on.
Apparently Benny right now.
That's my point. Benny got a top 10. Colt has no excuses.
Colt's got a 250 title.
That makes my point even more.
We've seen how long this will carry you. Look, man, I don't know. This is me trying to make our sport not quite as ridiculous as it is, which is if you don't win, you fucking suck.
No, I don't think so either.
Give your bike away to someone else who might win.
I'm just saying I think that he has to look forward to the future of he's probably going to be getting paid to be a test guy than be a racer. He's going to be on a
factory team for a long time.
Yeah, you can be on a factory team as a test guy.
No, I think he's going to be riding for a factory team for a long time.
I got to disagree with that.
Dude, you got
all these 250 kids coming in. Who's he going to get?
Kenny's leaving. Eli's going to leave, obviously. Webb's getting towards
So Tom's going to move up. Fortner's going to move up. RJ's going to move up. Smitty's going to move up. Thrasher's going to move up. All these 250
hold on.
kids.
Keep rolling down that list. What?
What do you mean keep rolling down the list?
No. Go back. Tell me the list again.
Okay. So Vial's going to move up.
Okay.
McAdoo's going to move up. Fortner's going to move up. Seth's going to move up. Then you're going to have Smitty. You're going to have Thrasher. You're going to have RJ.
None of McAdoo, Smith, they won't move up unless they win a title and they have to. They're career 250 guys.
Ah, man, I don't know about
no,
that.
There's no chance. There's zero chance. Where you can move up and ride the 450 class and then go, oh shit, like I can't do. I'm gonna be a 15th place dude like Colt Nichols.
If all these factory guys are leaving, we all know there's a bunch of guys. They might not be 15th. You start losing whenever Eli decides to go. Coop goes, Kenny goes, Dino goes, Ando goes, Mookie goes. Like a lot of these guys we know are retiring. AC is going to be gone. I'm saying,
but then Colt's still going to be relevant at that point.
I'm not saying he's not relevant. I just don't see him getting paid in the near future to be a racer. Like he hasn't done anything in 2 years. And I like Colt Nichols.
He was hurt last year.
You and me both know these teams don't give a fuck about that.
I guess. I don't know, man. I think there's way more value there, and I think when by the time you add, because I've heard Triumph's going to do 3 450 guys.
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me.
So by the time you add 3 450s for Triumph and you had 2 for Ducati, I mean, you're talking 5 more spots on top of what's here already.
Yeah.
I mean,
I hope you're right, man, but I just don't see it.
That's going to be, all of a sudden, you're going to have quite literally 20 factory dudes, and that's if Star doesn't add 3 or 4 more 450 guys.
I think if the new regime takes over, I think they're going to start cutting back.
We keep talking about that, but until that fucking happens like...
Look, bro, I hope you're right. I like Colt Nichols. I just don't see it. I wish I was as optimistic as you are, but I think the writing's on the wall that his career is a racer, and that's fine, dude. You get paid to still ride a dirt bike. You get paid to test for these guys. We know he knows what he's talking about.
Oh, Jesus.
Is that Kevin?
No, it's Numbnuts.
I don't know what Numbnuts is.
Put your headphones on.
I don't know. Is it Cole?
Yes. Welcome to the Moto Aftermath Show.
Oh, am I live?
We're live, bro.
Boo.
Oh. What are you guys doing?
Oh, my God.
We're talking about...
Are we going to talk like we're 14-year-old girls?
We're talking about Colt Nichols, man. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. Hey, so...
Well, I didn't know how far down the list you were.
We're all the way to 13th with Colt Nichols, and we're currently having an argument. Is Colt Nichols going to be on a factory bike...
As a racer
for the next 5+ years or what?
Because I believe he's going to transition into a role as a tester like a la Brock Tickle.
Yeah, I kind of think so too. I don't know.
See?
It depends on where Beta goes, if he's going to stay with Beta or what, but I definitely think he could be a guy that does something like that for sure.
I think he's off Beta after his contract. His contract's up next year. But have you heard? I think I heard this. Triumph's going to do 3 450 guys.
No, I don't know. You would know more than me.
Well, they're going to sign Roman Fevre to the GP team, so
yeah.
So I tried to wrap my head around where Triumph is getting their money, because I don't feel like they're that big of a motorcycle brand. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but
the GP team, Monster Energy, has a lot to do with that. I don't know about over here.
Over here, they're getting money directly from Triumph, and apparently Triumph has more money than we know. So,
yeah, I guess I would have to do a little more checking on the Triumph business background, but without any title sponsors on that bike and a full factory deal, and they're literally just like high-end like cruiser motorcycles, I just can't really wrap my head around it.
Bro, there is a lot of dudes out there that just want to ride a cafe racer.
I still don't understand why Monster has not transitioned over here. It's like, you're putting all this money into the GP team, and I understand that like the Monster Energy, brand over the GPs is just as big as over here, and obviously it is the brand, whatever. I don't get it. Like, why would you help out the GP squad, but you're not helping out the American side? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but I think that's probably something to do with 2 different budgets. So, like
for
Kawasaki,
sure.
There's Kawasaki Japan, and then there's Kawasaki Motors USA. There's probably Monster Energy USA, and then there's Monster Energy Europe or whatever, and it's out of 2 different budgets.
We just know Monster has a lot of money, so it just surprises me, I guess.
Yeah. I see what you mean, but I would imagine they set their budgets at a certain time and just leave it.
Still weird.
But if they come next year to Triumph, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Yeah. In the States here.
Hopefully.
But
we'll see. AC 14th. Talked about that.
Hey, wild card. RM Fantasy SMX, your boy got it.
Oh my God.
Shane Sins 15th. Ty Masterpool 16th.
Surprised he even made the main.
Cade Clayson 17th. Jerry Robin 18th.
Surprised he even made the main.
Harlan 19th. Kevin Moran's coming up soon, 20th. Anthony Bourdon, 21st. Devin Simonson, 22nd.
You got Kev on tonight?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So he made a main, now he's back.
Kev was stoked to come on. So, yes.
Why hasn't he been stoked to come on the last...
What's he going to talk about?
Because I haven't asked him to come on the last several weeks.
Probably has nothing to talk about either.
Like I said, between being hurt and not making mains, I wasn't pressing anything there because it was kind of like, okay, dude, you just do your thing, and when you start getting in the show again, then we'll start talking because I don't need John here being a Debbie Downer.
Well, while we're talking about Kev too, I think I don't know if he really announced it publicly or not. I haven't really been following as close as I should be, but I did see a post today where he mentioned that new KTM chassis has been an issue for him.
Well, we'll find out. I'm going to ask
which
questions.
We kind of talk about.
Yeah, apparently he went back to his stock shit.
Right after I get through asking him if he hit that quad yesterday, then we're going to how's that bike?
Oh, more quad talk. Love to hear it.
All the quad talk.
Quad talk, not the four-wheel kind.
Any hot takes on the top four there?
I mean, we kind of just ran through Chase's issues and the whole fiasco that is that.
Yeah, pretty weird deal in my opinion. I think it's it just more things to bitch about in the sport. Like, where's the transparency? Where's Zimmerman at? Is he off for the weekend? Did they?
He wasn't there. He wasn't there.
Did they can him?
Well, Travis and me,
I fired off a text. We'll see.
And Travis and me talked about this, and even though normally I would agree with your comment about having Zim on, because obviously he's a Michigan dude, but let's be real, Cole, if he did get canned, which I hope he didn't, but we probably all know he did, he's definitely going to be on an NDA.
You think so? I
think so. I mean, I don't know, but I would assume so. If he did get bounced, which everything I heard and even read, he wasn't there, he probably got fucked in this whole situation, which is a real bummer because Zim's a really good mechanic.
But go ahead.
That doesn't make any sense to me because, Sexton took him from Honda, made it a thing to move them. I seen something from Chase's dad on Facebook or something that it was like a picture when they first got on KTM, and I commented, I was like, cool to see Zim with you. And he commented back on Facebook and was like, yeah, Zim is like family.
Yeah, well.
So to me, that's a little weird. I don't know what's going on there. The throttle body thing, I think that's complete bullshit.
What do you mean?
I don't think a rock hit a throttle body.
Okay. What do you think happened?
I think there was something different. I don't know. You watch that side view, and the bike isn't on a rev limiter until he cases it.
Yep.
I don't know. This is more of a mechanical question. Maybe Justin can help me out. But if a rock hits the throttle body, is it going to hang right away, or is it going to hang at a different time?
So, and I said this to Travis, and once again, I'm not saying this is for sure. I saw a picture of the throttle housing, but once again, we all know how this shit is. We don't ever know the actual truth behind it. But from the picture that I saw, it looked like a rock came up and cracked the back half of the throttle housing, and I was telling this to Travis. I don't think what happened from the picture that I saw, once again, I told this to everybody, I'm putting on mechanic brain, I don't know this for certain, but from the looks of what I saw, a rock hit the throttle housing, but instead of going in there and sticking it, it actually bounded up so there would be no play. So think of taking little rocks and putting it in your throttle tube and then putting it all the way up against the bar end. You ever know, how sometimes you get that grindy, Scotch Brites? Yeah. That's what I think happened. But once again, we're never going to know. I'm not saying that did or didn't happen, so people don't bitch at me. I'm just going that from what I had seen, that was the case. And that's what I think that happened. But we don't really know if that's what happened.
Yeah, we'll never know.
We'll never know. Nobody's going to ever say that, somebody could have said, oh, it's electrical. Because it's always electrical.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Either way, it's a shitty deal.
Yeah. How about title talk? So you guys on board with me as far as it's kind of over, even though it's not over. We never know what's going to happen. Obviously, the Tomac situation last year, but
80-20.
That was a good look for Coop, man.
80-20. I also made the comment, though, with the way the season has gone on every level, 450s in both 250 coasts. If a future person came and told me, Coop won the title, I'd be like, oh, how? And if they explained it, I'd be like, yeah, that's par for the course. But outside of anything stupid happening, yeah, I mean, Jets, it's 80-20. It's going to take an act of God at this point. So, but Who knows? Like this fucking year's been crazy. Jett could throw a chain on the last fucking race.
Yeah.
Likelihood, not at all, but whatever.
Yeah, Jett was fucking. I don't know, man. His whole demeanor is just fucking all business.
Yeah,
it's good
business.
Though. Yeah, it is right now. He's locked in to win this title for sure here. So
yeah, there ain't no fun. There ain't no jokes on the podium. There ain't no smiling. It's like it's almost kind of I hate my life already. But
that was something that Travis and me did mention last week, and I really hope that it doesn't get to that point. If this is going to become what we all see with the greats in this business, where it starts to get to the point that now it is serious because the stress of winning a title and living up to expectation, we know that stops people in their track no matter how good you are. I mean, it stopped RV, it stopped Ricky, it stopped Stu. Dunge went a little bit longer, Ricky went a little bit longer, but like we all keep talking about who's going to beat Jett, and obviously a lot of the Jett people say, well, only Jett's going to beat Jett. I'm here to tell you, if he gets burned out because there is so much pressure to win and be this great, that's going to do it. Like that'll be your one thing that stops Jett Lawrence in his track from being as great as he possibly could be, that he gets burned out. And we know that whatever word you want to use for it, that is undefeated in our industry, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which I hope it doesn't. But man, you guys are right. Like he's been really locked in. And that definitely shows that he really wants to win this title. And I just really hope that the pressures of living up to be great do not burn him the hell out, because that would be that would rob us of a lot of spectacular moments moving forward with somebody of his caliber.
Yeah, 100%. No, I agree. Other than that, man, I didn't really see anything too crazy in that 450 main. Kind of more of a start cross thing.
Yeah.
Again, Tomac, I think, got an arm pump again.
15 minutes, bro.
15 minutes.
15 minutes, bro.
Justin is spot on with this. He's got like 15 minutes in him, and that's it.
And I think there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel because you can kind of see his demeanor. He was stoked after leading 10 minutes of that main last weekend.
But he's in for outdoors, and he's talking about next year already.
Yeah, we talked about that too. Real weird.
He must really believe that he can give that kid a run.
Well, we talked about this too. Like, he's never getting back to old Eli. So Travis seems to believe that, like, if he has, and I don't disagree with this comment, that if he has a full off season, a la after outdoors, to build him back into shape, but he's never getting back to old Eli. Even 2022, with about to win that title, was still not the old Eli. Okay, where's he going to be? And then I made the comment that if you're going to tell me that, like, even a little bit of 2022 Eli shows up this year, oh, he's definitely, like, he may not beat Jett for the title, but he's going to beat him, and he's got everybody else covered.
Yeah.
So it's where's he going to be?
Well, right now, Webb's got everybody covered. I mean, take Jett out of the equation, and he would have wrapped up the title this weekend.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And this is like the best version of Webb that I think I've ever seen.
Do we think Chase gets Eli in points, though? Because he reeled it back into, what, I think 5 points? I think he's 5 points down of Eli for third.
Oh, that I'm not sure. You're talking Chase and Eli?
Yeah, Chase and Eli. Do you think he does, Travis?
Oof.
I think he's 5 points down. I think it's 33 and 37.
It's pretty possible. The way he's riding right now, it's pretty possible.
I mean, that'd be something to...
Unless his throttle tube sticks again.
Well, we know he's all about the money.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see if he goes through another mechanic.
Yeah, exactly. So, Cole, you
that's it.
You find me a demo bike yet?
I don't think I heard you.
Did you find me a demo bike yet?
There's a Ninja 500 on the way.
What?
Like a Ninja 500 demo bike?
Yeah.
Sweet. Can I ride wheelies on it?
We can see if the Ninja 500 wheelies.
Oh, it'll wheelie.
I'm going to use that. I'm going to use a YouTube title. I'm going to film a video. Will the Ninja 500 stunt?
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. I've seen it a lot. It's awesome. All right, bring it over. We'll do it.
The 500 just came out. Like, they just landed in dealers like 3 months ago.
No,
not even.
No. They used to have them too. They used to have the 250s and the 500s back in the day also, but they were not rockets or whatever.
I mean, wheelies don't fucking matter. It's all about balance point.
Yeah. But hey, so no 2022 250Fs anywhere?
2022s
or 23s maybe?
I don't.
When do the 25s show up?
We get to see that stuff in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Okay.
I'll be out of town.
All right, so cool. So I need 2023. We got a 23.
Somebody posted a picture of supposedly the 2025s, and I would have to find the picture and then show it to you, Cole.
Does it look like a Cybertruck?
No.
Okay.
Somebody supposedly
2025 what? KX 450?
Yeah, and
it's literally going to be what we saw this year.
Oh, this is going to be the same bike? Oh, yeah, that's right, because they changed up okay, yeah.
This is the first year of it. You know how Japanese are.
Yeah, that's true.
Model and they have it for 3 years.
I didn't even think about that. Yep, you're right. It's kind of like the same situation with Honda. Like the factory squad over in the Europe is running the 2025s right now.
Yeah, no, I would imagine we will see the 250F on that new platform, like we usually do as well. 250 always comes a year later.
Yeah.
So about that 23 demo bike.
God. Fat rebates out right now. Get to your local dealer and check them out.
Okay. Nice plug.
All right. Well, I did sell a bike this week, so I.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Did you?
450's gone.
Oh, you sold the 450, huh? Oh, nice.
Wow.
Made a little money.
People are buying bikes right now?
Huh?
Well, I'm sitting in the garage right now. I'm looking at a 2006 KTM 250 EXC with Enduro Engineering bump sticks, Enduro Engineering fucking bark busters. This thing's probably got a max of maybe 10 original hours on it, if that. Make me an offer.
No, I'm in the process of trying to buy some mid-90s 125s.
With the 450 money?
With the 450 money.
Oh, nice. I was wondering where all that talk was.
Well, the kid was coming to buy it yesterday.
Did you get a decent deal on it?
Yeah, I'll tell you about it later. What? What?
How far did you have to go down from your asking price?
$200.
Oh,
really?
Nice.
Wow.
You want to hear the best part?
What?
The YouTube video series gained me $500 on that.
No shit.
Kid you not.
That the kid watched the YouTube series. Is that how he found the bike?
Yep. He made me an offer that was below asking, but I was still comfortable with before he even came to look at it. I told him, okay, no problem. I sent him the link to the series when we were talking because he had a bunch of questions. I said, well, if you got any more, here's the video series. Watch it. He watched it. I got a text the next morning that was $500 more than the original offer because he watched the video series and said, yep, that looks like it's well worth that much.
That's fucking hilarious and awesome in the same sense.
So I sold that bike for $200 more than I paid for it originally. So the only money I have out of pocket to own that thing I figure I've had it since 2019. So for 5 years is what we put into it doing the rebuild.
That's awesome. That's
pretty cool. You did well.
So,
that's pretty cool. I just think it's great that the fact that the reason why I bought the bike was because of the YouTube series.
Well, he was going to buy it before.
Well, I mean, that put him over the edge.
But that solidified it, which is cool.
I mean, he showed up. He didn't even start it or anything. He watched that series and was just like, all right, cool, man.
When I hear stuff like that, I'm like, okay, that definitely did its job.
Mm-hmm. He's like, hell yeah, that stub guy, he's a hell of a mechanic.
Shut the fuck up, Cole. Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
Sold.
So so from now on, we will be building every single bike in a YouTube series.
Yeah, apparently, because now it works.
Custom built, it's sold.
Because we need that street cred.
Because now there's precedent, so it's like, shit.
If I don't send those video series out and it doesn't make me more money, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck happened? So
that's funny. That's pretty cool though.
But so that's gone. So now, like I said, I've been looking. I really want to get. I've wanted a 125 for a while. I don't want any more bikes to keep right this second. I'm out on that. But I will buy it, build it, make it look cool, ride it a couple times, and then be like, all right, it's for sale.
Yeah, man, like I said,
please come get it.
If you can find a 95, between a 95 and a 99.
Man, there was a couple of KXs I found that I was really hot on earlier this week, but they sold. I didn't want to make offers or make plans to try to see them before I actually got money in my hand. But now the money's in my hand, so now I'm like, okay, sweet. Let's see what we can make happen here. So at some point here, we'll do that. So yeah, I'd love to get a mid-90s and do a Spitfire.
Oh yeah, do like a 96.
Yep. Something like that. So
do a Ricky Carmichael one from 97.
Yeah.
Or even a Mikel Pichon from 96.
There we go. Really do it.
Make him go. All right, that was weird.
All right. Well, Cole, thanks for calling in, man. We got to let you go. We got Kev coming up here in a few minutes, so
Wow, that sounded really, really official. That sounded like a legit podcast.
Hey, I don't even have a comment
hey, man,
for that.
Thanks for talking. We got our next guest coming up. Have a good night. We'll talk to you later.
Hold on. I got
Presented by Visco Pistons.
I got one more thing.
Duval links.
Yeah, I got one more thing for you too. I've been working on this. I've been listening to some branding stuff or whatever. How do you guys feel about being semi-professional bench racers?
That's a thing.
I'm making it a thing.
Oh, sure.
A semi-professional bench racer.
Yeah, this podcast is we're the most semi-professional bench racers out there.
Sure. We're gonna get a T-shirt.
Yeah,
because that's like our thing now. Is we just make T-shirts out of everything we come up with.
Yeah.
All right. Sure.
Yeah.
Are they selling though?
I haven't made the fucking shirt yet. Have I sent you?
No, any of the other ones been selling?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been on a T-shirt website. I should go on there and see. I'm not sure.
VRM.
VRM.
I don't know.
Is that selling? I'm looking for royalties.
I know we sold. I know we sold one.
So Team VRM.
I'll make sure to send you your 50 cents.
That's 50 cents more than I had yesterday.
So okay, so no comment on the semi-professional bench racers.
I'm all about it.
Well, because to be professional, I feel like we need to be like Mathis or them that have really, really inside.
Yeah, when we get to go on race day live.
Yeah.
Hang out with
because
Dan
we wear our
yeah,
Alpine
like
Star jackets.
I would say Jace is a professional.
Yeah.
We've got Vital MX has been killing it. They've been doing some good stuff lately.
Lewis Phillips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're the professional guys, and we're the farm team down here. We're just waiting.
Yeah, we're like AAA. We're like AAA.
Yeah.
Why can't we be B-class bench racers?
See, this is why I like brainstorming with people. That's a great idea.
B-class bench racers.
B-class bench racers.
But not like the fast B guys where like we can go win regionals, like the guys that like just get in through the qualifiers, even if we didn't send our money in.
Yes. So, all right, I got to text Isaac now and have a logo made up. So
local B-class bench racers.
Exactly. We don't want to give off the wrong narrative that we're like the good B guys. We're like the average B guys.
Okay. Yeah. Local B-class bench racers. Okay, cool.
Oh, that's awesome. It's got to be in like air quotes too.
All right.
I will take my royalties on this one as well.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god. Great. Thanks. All right, man. Thanks for calling. Are you coming in studio next week?
Or are you just done?
I think I will be actually. I don't know. I've been pretty busy the last couple weekends, but I think next weekend I'm home.
Well, man, you got like 2 more races to go, and then Travis wants you on 1 outdoors, and then you don't have to show up till next year.
Yeah, I got the schedule set for outdoors, so I need to know which
race did you give me?
No, you get to pick.
No, you get to pick.
I'm only doing 3.
Justin's only doing
Southwick, Redbud, and Crawfordsville.
Southwick, Redbud, and Crawfordsville.
You gonna put some new people in the hot seat?
Well, we're gonna do some things. We're gonna make some things work.
So you at least got to show up to 1.
I need you for 1.
Just 1.
Oh,
just 1.
That's no problem.
And it can't be the ones. And it can't be the ones that I'm on.
I'll let the fans decide. I let anybody that's listening wants to comment or tweet at us or whatever. How many shows do you want? The whole world now.
That one guy's gonna get on there and be like, all of them.
I wouldn't do that because somebody's gonna be an asshole and go like, yeah, Fox Raceway, and then you're gonna come back and be like, well, it's Memorial Day.
I don't know, whatever. If the people want me, I'll consider it.
All right.
Okay, bud.
Well, we'll get it figured out.
Right,
we'll see you next week, buddy. Thank you.
All right, see you guys.
Yeah, bye. All right, and just like that wraps up our 450 race recap, kind of. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break here. We're gonna